What's the deal, fools? Back again, PolitiKan the podcast. We in this hoe. You already know I got the ugly homie with me. You know what I'm saying, Ronnie? He here, you know what I'm saying, pulled up. You know what I'm saying? We finna politic one time. You know, I already got the Mayor Armstrong and my boy Yaziketa. Let's bring the boys in, man. What's the deal, fools?
What up?
What
What up?
up?
What up?
What
What
up,
up?
y'all?
And
What
don't let
up?
them
What
talk
up?
to you like that, Ronnie. You beautiful
Hey,
to somebody.
hey,
You beautiful to somebody,
he
baby.
just bounced right off me. You feel me? That's all they do.
So we gotta get straight into this basketball, man. Blake Griffin has signed with the Nets. Is this like LeBron James all over again? Like Durant is like LeBron 2.0? Because this shit is like, man, ain't nobody had more major teammates than Kevin Durant, man. This shit is ridiculous. And they're talking about they're looking to get Andre Drummond. Is that his name?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna add another piece. This is ridiculous. What do y'all think about this acquisition of Blake
What I
Griffin
what I tell
on the
you last
Nets?
week, Caleb.
Oh,
What I
here we
tell you.
go.
And speak up
Highest
a little bit
paid.
more,
Can
a
you
little
hear
bit
me?
louder.
You can't hear me?
You kind of low,
Yeah, you
Al.
kind of low.
Oh snap! They don't want to hear me. The haters are already speaking up. The haters are speaking up. Can you hear me now? We
Yeah,
good?
you good.
Okay. So like I said last week, KD is a prima donna. So people are already giving up on the fact that like this regular season doesn't matter. All they have to do is get to the playoffs. You get to the playoffs, Kevin Durant will carry you to the finals. He'll be MVP like he did with Golden State Warriors. But Blake Griffin, I low key even did some research. Blake Griffin's best statistical season was 2018 when he first came to Detroit. He averaged 24.5 points a game. Other than that, he's never been anything. The last two seasons, he only played 20 games. He's worse than like no disrespect, y'all, but he's worse than Derrick Rose. Like when it not Derrick Rose as the player, but when it comes to the way people say that he doesn't get to play because they ride him on the bench or like he didn't play injuries, whatever the case may be. He's kind of a washed up all star. So he's gonna go to Brooklyn. He's gonna come off the bench, or no, they'll probably have him start. He'll get probably 16 points a game, but he's not going to be a key factor to whether or not they succeed in the finals. They can make it to the finals, but they're not going to beat the Lakers. Not with a healthy Anthony Davis. And
What's the deal,
Andre
Ronnie?
Drummond is trash. Trash can.
Ronnie, tap in with this one, man. What's
Man,
the deal?
that you know what? That sounds just like a
Lakers.
Laker fan. He is
Lakers.
speaking from a Laker fan's point of view. If the Lakers get Andre Drummond, he gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we got Andre Drummond." But since he's going
Oh,
to the
don't
Nets, he
don't
trash.
don't you
Like,
do me
come
like
on, bro.
that.
That
Don't
man
you do me
averaged
like that.
15 rebounds a game. You can't call nobody trash that averaged 15 rebounds a game. Like, come on, bro.
Facts.
Blake
Facts.
Griffin to the Brooklyn Nets. That is major. You know why? He don't have to be the Blake Griffin that he was with Lob City. He is now probably the fifth option, which he's never been in his life. What can Blake Griffin do as a fifth option? A stretch forward. He can shoot the three. He can guard three positions effectively, three through the five. He's versatile. He's gonna give you nice passing. And all he got to do is play off of three great players. What do you mean it's not a great pickup? It's a fantastic pickup. They're going to win the championship. They're going to beat the Lakers 4 games to 1. Durant owns LeBron in the finals. He beat LeBron twice, busted his ass, 35 a game, 54% shooting. LeBron cannot fuck with Kevin Durant. How is Kevin Durant a prima donna? LeBron James is the prima donna. What are you talking about? This
Hey,
dude just
hey,
said the
hey,
other
hey,
day,
hey.
he just said the other day that his two championships were the two hardest championships to win ever. Why would you say that if you're the GOAT? That's a lie, first of all.
Hold on.
That's
You
first of all,
don't
that's a lie. First of all, you can't go off one
Ronnie,
series. The
Ronnie,
Dallas
Ronnie.
hold on. The Dallas championship that he beat LeBron on, that was a harder championship. He had to go through the championship Lakers, the Thunder, and the Trailblazers, and then beat the three-headed Heat against with one no all-stars on his team. How was that? LeBron is full of shit. If you're gonna call somebody a prima donna, call your man Queen James a prima donna. The Lakers is getting that ass beat by the Nets, and if they get Andre Drummond, it's gonna be a sweep. I just dropped the mic. Drop the mic. You dropped the mic.
You can pick that shit right back up because first of all, I've never once said that I was LeBron James fan. I am a Laker fan. You're over here talking the Queen James shit that had nothing to do with the Lakers. Second of all, Andre Drummond had the biggest Shaq and the Fool moment during this season, worse than anything JaVale McGee did before his mama had to reach out to Shaq's mama to say, "Leave my son alone." And you know it. If Andre Drummond goes to the Nets, they will look like the Nets when they picked up Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and whoever else it was that they picked up because they were trash anyway. I don't give a rat's ass what the Nets do, because what's going to end up happening, just like Yajikedic's calm demeanor, the Lakers are going to be sitting there on the side of the Western Conference going, okay, let everybody do their talking, let everyone do what they do, and then we win.
Good luck
Period.
with that. Good luck with depending on Anthony Davis, who's injured.
What's the deal, y'all? What you got for us?
Oh man, all I gotta say is first to my Laker people out there, keep that same energy, baby. Keep that same energy. Nah, I hold off on that note. Blake Griffin. I hold off on that. Blake Griffin. 3 years ago, nobody was worried about Blake Griffin. Just like Mayor said, he was averaging 24, 25 points a game for Detroit. Everybody said he was washed up. I seen a little thing from some Laker fans talking about, oh, the Nets got 5 Olympians on their team now. They got 5 Olympians on their team now. My question to those Laker fans is, you didn't care about Blake Griffin when he was playing for the Pistons. You had nothing to say about that. Matter of fact, you saying he was washed up like my boy Derrick Rose. Matter of fact, they were both washed up on the same damn team. They were both washed up, right? Oh, now that he's on Brooklyn, now you got a problem with it. They got 5 Olympians on their team. Oh, now you guys want to go over Blake Griffin's accolades and what he has done and everything of that nature. Keep that same energy. Because
you know what? Because nothing. I'm cutting you off. Derrick Rose ain't got no damn championship. Blake Griffin ain't got no damn championship. The Clippers ain't got no damn championship. Matter of fact, the Lakers still have more championship than all y'all favorite teams all together before LeBron came. I'll leave it alone.
You sound like
now,
a
like
bitter
I was saying,
Laker fan.
I ain't done. I got cut off.
Exactly like a bitter Laker fan.
No, I am a bitter Lakers fan because don't just say about 5. I never said nothing about. I never said nothing about no 5. I never said nothing about no 5.
I didn't say you. I said Laker fans.
I know.
I got more than one Laker fan on my. I got more than one Laker fan on my Instagram. So I'm talking to all y'all.
I'm just got.
I'm talking to all y'all.
I'm standing for Laker Nation. I got
okay.
Laker Nation.
Now
okay,
let's go back to the Laker Nation right quick. So I need Ronnie and Kalum to help me out with this. If Blake Griffin went to the Lakers, if James Harden went to the Lakers, if KD went to the Lakers, if Brooklyn's team went to the Lakers and they also still had LeBron and Anthony Davis, how would you hear Laker fans act? Oh, yeah, you were going to get another championship. And every other team in the NBA got to shut up and try to compete. Keep that same energy, Lakers. Now you got to compete. Your bubble championship don't mean nothing when you got healthy people in the game now, right? No. Oh, keep that same energy. You guys were talking about championship before the season started. Once James Harden went to Brooklyn, now you're talking about we got more championships than all your teams combined. We're talking about 2020, 2021 season. And there we go. My point exactly. You're talking about last year.
Yes, yeah, you know that's what Laker fans do though. Like Laker fans do.
You guys
the worst thing that could have happened.
You guys just get mad because we were the last champions. So who? Wait,
man.
The worst thing that could happen.
Hey, did KD play last year?
Hey,
did KD play last year?
Hey.
Did Kyrie?
No, he didn't. He sat out.
He did. He actually did play up until the bubble.
No, he did not play in the bubble.
What are you talking about?
No,
he
Durant didn't play last year neither.
He didn't play in the bubble.
Facts though. Kyrie he won that championship. Kyrie was not in the bubble.
No.
Durant was not in the bubble. Harden was not over there.
Hey, you know
Klay Thompson?
You know
Klay
what?
Thompson was
Steph
hurt.
Curry.
Oh my gosh.
Steph
Yeah,
Curry was
yeah,
hurt.
y'all lucky that Paul George had a bad playoffs. Because if it wasn't
So,
for
Exactly.
that,
hey,
y'all wouldn't
And
even
so,
the
have got the
Lakers be
bubble
lucky this
championship.
year
so,
if
Y'all
they
was
get
scared
past
of the
the
Clippers
Utah
last year.
Jazz.
Admit that.
Because
All y'all
Utah
was
Jazz is coming
scared
for
of the
that ass.
Clippers last year. Y'all
so,
lucky the Clippers lost
you
to the
know what's
Denver
funny?
Nuggets.
You know what's really funny?
Y'all got
Men
lucky.
lie, men lie, women lie,
Here we
numbers
go.
don't.
Here
And
we
we
go.
won. And all you
Here
guys
we
can
go.
say is if. If was a fifth, we'd all
Hey,
be fucked up. But you know what?
Well, you're talking about whoa. Don't go
hey,
there. Don't go there
hey.
because you're saying if is the fifth. We're
I
talking
mean,
about
Man,
2020, 2021 season, and
we
you
got to
still
move
going
on
back to
because
the bubble
we ain't
championship.
even we talking about Blake
I'm
Griffin. Somehow we always end up talking shit about the Lakers. So
because we're the
fuck the
best.
Lakers.
Because we're the
Them niggas
best.
trash. Let's move on, man.
The Nets ain't
That's
gonna
So
how
do
you
shit.
feel, huh?
Blake
so it
Griffin.
came out this morning a report that the XFL and the CFL are looking to merger. The XFL is the Extreme Football League in America that made a return in 2019, but got taken out because of the COVID. Now they're making a return. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is part of the new owners of the league, and now they're gonna do a merger with the Canadian Football League. So I think it was about 8 teams. I think it was 8 teams in the XFL and like 12 teams in the Canada League. So now we're talking about maybe 25, 30 teams in this new merger. Do you think that they could ever stand up to the NFL?
I would say to that, I would say to that first and foremost, if it creates more jobs for the black community, I'm all for it. Cool. Hey, we got most of the athletes anyway, so boom, that's more jobs. One thing that the XFL has done that a lot of people don't know about is the XFL is the reason why you got all that camera work in the NFL in the first place. They bought that stuff from the XFL. So XFL has always been kind of sort of integrative and motivators, and they I don't think they can compete with. Actually, maybe they can because the NFL is looking very trashy right now on how they kick out black athletes for beating up on their girlfriends in the elevator and stuff like that. But then when a white dude beats up on his black girlfriend and almost kills her, you don't even hear about it. So hey, maybe the NFL players would go F off. I ain't playing for y'all no more. I'm going to the XFL.
The XFL. Okay. XFL. Can it measure up to the NFL? Can it have the same type of success? Um, I like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, as a man, as a person, is what we know about him as a businessman, respect him. But I don't think the XFL can measure up to the NFL for the simple fact that, the money and the connections. It's no one's ever done it before, tried to challenge a major league, or try to mirror a major league and try to have something else. I think it's possible, but it's a long shot. I mean, there's multiple everythings. There was a McDonald's at first, and along came 20 other, burger joints along the last 60 years that has provided McDonald's with nice competition. Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box, Burger King, so on and so on. So for someone to try a sports league or something like that, I think it's an interesting endeavor and definitely well worth trying. But do I think? Well, I won't even say it won't. I think it's going to take a long time for them to go ahead and be that type of not really competition, but other spot to go for professional NFL, professional football players to play. You know what I mean? Because of money and connections.
I mean, I didn't get to go to any of the games last year, but I did catch a little bit of it on TV, and it had promise. Like the XFL had a lot of promise last year before COVID, and the thing that I don't know who Johnny Manziel's playing for right now. I don't know if it's a part of XFL or not, but if they can get players like that who basically were, hit and miss in the NFL or had big careers in college, or maybe even some of these players like say a Chad Ochocinco or a Terrell Owens who are old but they can still hang. if they decide to come out of retirement and play for this new merger compared to going back to the NFL, I think it could at least bring a lot of positive attention. Like y'all said, if it can bring jobs, I think it's going to bring a lot more anyway because not just the money for the jobs, but I think it's going to bring a lot of people joy because this last year off, so many people are like, I guess, humbled now about the things that they kind of overlook. So you might end up having like some high school kids right now saying, you know, if I can't make the NFL, I can make the XFL, CFL, whatever the name ends up being or whatever. And it might end up working. Maybe not the first year, but maybe within the first 3 years, they end up having some good turnouts and some positive feedback to where it lasts more than like maybe 5 years.
It would be like the G League and the Big Three mixed in one.
Hey, I like the way you. Hey, I like where you go with that. Yeah, for real though, for real because
I covered the Wildcats, the LA team, and just being on the field, the atmosphere, the XFL really had something, man. And I was really sad for them to go out. So for them to make this return and for Dwayne The Rock Johnson to head this, Vince McMahon is cool, but none of these kids know Vince McMahon.
yes they
You're
do.
gonna get fanfare just because everybody knows Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Come
It's
on,
gonna be
Caleb.
people that just turn on the TV just because. Like we grew up on Vince McMahon, but Vince McMahon is not running the
Yeah,
WWF that
but
we
Shane,
that we
but
got
Most
right
people
here.
Shane
don't know.
Shane
Most
McMahon.
people don't know Dwayne Johnson as The Rock, though. Most people know Dwayne Johnson as Dwayne Johnson, and
But
what
they
he
Everybody
means
know
to
knows
the
him.
company.
Johnson as
But
Yeah,
they know him.
yeah,
That's
that's what
my
I mean.
point. Is that
Yeah.
Shane
So
Shane McMahon is not a household name compared to Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
at all.
And so
Yeah,
for sponsors, for advertisings, for business ventures, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is going to bring way more people to the table than Shane McMahon could ever do.
I
Now,
don't.
Vince's father, he was a shit.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
see,
But
but that's the
Shane,
thing. But look, that's the thing though. Like, if you really think about it, this is going to be a big thing because you will have Vince and Shane both incorporated somehow, some way, because that McMahon name is big for them. Then you think about Stephanie McMahon. Then you think about Triple H. This is going to incorporate low key. I'm just thinking about it out loud. Somehow, wrestling is going to get incorporated into this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to
Mhm.
get some type of
they were
merger
last
where
time.
you know what I mean? Because like Batista played football, The Rock played football. You got players, you got athletes, you got this entertainment concept. There's going to be a powerhouse. And bro, you know how long Vince McMahon was doing stuff with wrestling way before we were even before we even knew what wrestling was. Vince McMahon was a household name. So I think this is going to be a lot bigger than what we think. Just speaking it out loud, like I'm like, yeah, it's going to be substantial.
I wonder if Goldberg's going to play.
Yeah, why not? Hey, why not?
This old
Put
ass
him
ain't
as an outside linebacker.
like 70 years old, bro.
Hey man, he a spear nigga. That's all he did was tackle anyway.
He scared somebody, his back gonna go out. They'll carry that nigga off on the stretcher.
Well, I don't know, man. I think that the XFL will be a success, and I'm waiting to get back on that field because I'm looking to do a deal with them, man. Let me get a broadcasting deal. XFL, tap in with your boy. Well, let's move on to the hottest debate after this All-Star weekend because nobody cared about the dunk contest. Steph Curry beat Mike Conley Jr. for the three-point contest. That's not really a feat. We already knew Steph Curry was going to win that. But him and Dame Dollar was just cashing half-court threes just like it was nothing. Like, who is the better deep ball threat? Ronnie, you look like you ready to get to this because me personally, if I need somebody to end a series with Paul George sitting in his face, you know what I'm saying? I'm going with Dame Dollar. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter ever, but I'm going with Dame when it comes to that deep, deep ball. You know what I'm saying? It's just effortless the way he does it. What you got on this, Ronnie?
Okay, this is a good debate. A lot of Stephen Curry fans, which I am a Stephen Curry fan, will tell you that it's not close and it's not a debate. That's no one close. I'm a Steph Curry fan and I'm a Dame Lillard fan. I like both of them niggas. You feel me? I love watching them both play. So we all know, I agree, Stephen Curry is the greatest shooter that I've ever seen. He has it all. He has the pull up, he got the off the dribble, he got the step, he go around screens, he works the screens well, he's off the ball, he can cross you up, step back, side step, he got it all, deep ball. You know what I'm saying? I think he started it. I didn't see Dame really shooting these deep threes until Curry really consistently until Curry was. So Dame, when he watched what Curry was doing and he practiced that shit. Now, do I think Dame is a better shooter necessarily from deep than Steph? No. But Dame has hit 2 walk-off three-pointers that were beyond 30 feet and ended series. He ended 2 series with 2 deep 3-point shots. It's hard to argue that. It's hard to argue that. So I'm not saying Dame is a better deep ball shooter, but in crucial moments in the playoffs, he has proven to be, more trustworthy than even the greatest shooter in the world is Steph Curry. So you can't go wrong with either one of them, but I think people need to start throwing some more respect on Dame Lillard's name. I'm a Steph Curry fan. Dame Lillard has not had. And I think Steph is great. I think Steph could play him with any team. But the truth is, Dame Lillard has not had a player on his team even as good as Klay Thompson. CJ is good, but CJ is a 6'2" undersized scoring guard. Can't play defense. Can't really do much, in the playoffs like that. Dame has not had the team. I'm not saying that he would beat Curry, but people got to stop disrespecting Dame Dollar, man. He's big time.
Facts. I'd have to say this. I'd say like if this was a 2K rating, I would have to put both of them at 30 plus feet. Like they would both be at like say 98, right? They can't be at 99. They both are at 98, right? But the thing that I think a lot of people don't think about when it comes to Steph Curry and Dame Dollar or Damian Lillard, Steph Curry's biggest deep threes always come in transition. Like when he hit the 3 against OKC the season before KD came over to the Warriors.
Right.
The shot came off.
He
Got the ball. He came up and he just pulled. You get what I'm saying? But the thing that people don't see Steph Curry ever doing when the game is on the line, they might draw up a play for either him or Klay Thompson to make the shot. It might go through Draymond Green first before the pass ends up going to Steph Curry to hit the shot. But Dame, he has the ball in his hand and he's clearing out everybody. And he's basically saying, I'm going to win the game with the ball in my hands. And for whatever reason, like you said, the two knockdown threes, one against Houston and then one against OKC with PG and Russell Westbrook. It's like you really think about it, he's mastered his part of what makes him an unguardable point guard, which, like you said, Steph Curry did it first. He's just doing it just as well. It's just he's doing it differently. Like, I would never say that Dame is better at shooting than Steph. Steph is doing what he's doing, but Steph Curry, like Dame Lillard can do what Steph Curry does. I haven't seen Steph Curry do what Dame Lillard does. And maybe just because he didn't have to. Like, if you flip-flop them on both teams, I'm sure Lillard to kill with the Warriors. What you got,
I don't think, before you go, on that, and that's where people get it twisted. That's why I say Steph is better overall. I don't think Dame would have been the same with the Warriors because one thing I noticed about Dame, especially in the playoffs, and go back and watch footage, he does not move well without the ball. As soon as they throw that trap on him at half court, Dame checks out of the series. That's where he has failures in the playoffs. The Warriors did it to him. They trapped him. Last year, the Lakers did it to him after that game 1 when he scored 40. When Dame does not have the ball in his hand, he does not move well. Steph knows how to move without the ball, so Steph is unguardable. That's why Dame can't fuck with Steph overall.
Right. Oh, he put on the Dame Lillard.
He be spitting.
Don't run around with no fake bus.
That's it. Dang. That's it, bro. That's it. Dame Dollar is about 33% when he's shooting that deep ball. 33%. Steph Curry is only 27% when he shoots the same shot. So therefore, when it comes to the deep ball, Dame is a better three-point shooter at that deep ball than Steph Curry. And Steph Curry has actually taken more attempts shooting that deep ball. So Dame ain't just throwing up deep balls. He's throwing up precise deep balls. So if I'm going, I need that deep 30-foot from the logo type shot, I'm going with Dame. If I just need a 3 period, I'm going with Steph. Steph is the better shooter. All around, like how you guys said, he moves around. He's the better pure shooter. But if I'm going game on the line, I need that 3-point deep ball, I'm going with Dame because he's 33.5% from the 3. And he's doing it on people that can actually play defense. What you gotta say to that, Dane?
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that think that Steph Curry is a system player, and that outside of that system in Golden State, that Steph Curry wouldn't be the greatest shooter. It would be Ray Allen.
Nah, I don't think so.
So do you think that he's a product of the system?
Hell
no.
no.
Look what he did.
Nah.
Kyrie Irving has the best handles in league history. We would be saying Steph if it wasn't no Kyrie. Steph handles is right under Kyrie. Steph got the handles. Can't nobody guard that man. He be baking niggas. Steph Curry he got overall game. Like, I'm tired of people disrespecting that dude. Like, he can't play basketball. He can score one-on-one. He moves it out the ball. He can play in whatever. He is the system. He made the system. He made Golden State the system by playing the way he plays. He is the system. Steph Curry is, when it's all said and done, will be a top 10 player because we've never seen a player like that. That's why LeBron is considered so great, not because he has better skills than everybody. It's because we ain't never seen a 6'9", 270-pound motherfucker that's strong, fast, and lasts this long. That's why LeBron is so great. Because he's a talent that we've never seen. Steph Curry is the same way. We have never seen a Steph Curry. No, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf wasn't a Steph Curry. He was something like it, but he wasn't Steph. Steph came and changed the game.
Come on, Ronnie. Don't do him like that.
He wasn't like Steph. He wasn't like Steph.
Okay, the only thing
he wasn't like Steph.
Look, the one thing that we can say that he's done differently, he did incorporate the 3-point shot in his game better than anyone ever has off the dribble. But when you look at footage, though, back in the day, Maha was nice. Like,
no, he wasn't.
He was nice.
He was
nice.
If you think about, I'm just saying because I love the game, right?
Yeah.
There's things that every single player has imitated from someone of the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever pump faked the ball like Maha did. You know what I mean? The way he used to pump fake on one leg and actually pretend to jump, and the defender would fall into him and he shoot, but. I'm with you on the way.
So that's where Kobe stole that from? Kobe stole his whole game.
Yes, he did. Kobe.
But
you know what? Kobe was Drake before Drake. Kobe took the best out of every player he's ever watched and tried to master it himself.
Right.
But when you think about it, when you think about Steph Curry, his brother is actually a better 3-point shooter.
Stop it.
Yeah.
If you don't, bro, you bro.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Please, you bro.
How? I think you better look up those stats.
No,
bro,
catch and shoot. I'm with you on that, y'all.
Is second all time in 3-pointers made, and he still has about 6 or 7 years left. He's going to shatter that.
I didn't say. I'm saying his percentage is better than Steph Curry. I'm not saying he's a better player than Steph Curry. I'm saying his percentage.
You can't compare percentage because Steph Curry takes way more than his brother. You can't compare that. So you say that somebody shoots. Let's say somebody makes on the year. Let's say somebody makes 45 out of 100 threes. That gives them 45%. But Steph is 43%, but he took 600 threes and made 297. Just because that person's percentage is better, don't make him a better shooter. Steph shoots more, so of course he's going to miss more. Like, come on.
So if it comes out of that man's mouth, it doesn't count neither?
No, it doesn't. That's his brother.
Okay.
Of course he's going to say that. Steph is a way better shooter than 3-point shooter than anybody else in NBA history, and it's not close.
I agree, man, with all of that. Steph is but that deep ball, I'm going with Dame.
I agree with you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
The numbers don't lie on that.
So let's move on to this Coming to America's sequel that just was aired on Netflix. Did y'all check it out? What y'all think of that shit, man?
I watched
I
it.
don't I don't really
Go
watch
ahead.
movies.
Oh, okay, I'll go then. I watched it and I was actually really impressed with it. I thought, given the fact that it was a 30-year difference between the movie, the way if people didn't actually watch, like there's a lot of millennials or a lot of Generation Z, whatever, however you want to categorize it. There's a lot of people who didn't watch the first one. I feel like they gave enough insight of the past to make sense of the present. Um, I like that they brought back as much of the original cast as they could. It was like amazing how they had, James Earl Jones, or that's his name, right? And
Yeah, that's his name.
like, I mean, honestly, I love the movie. Like, me and my wife watched it, and we don't watch very many things together, and we laughed. Like, we threw our head back and laughed throughout the entire movie, and it made me go back and watch the first one the very next day. So I give Eddie Murphy a lot of respect. I also I know that a lot of people didn't know it, but he also had his daughter in the movie. Bringing Wesley Snipes into it is something they haven't done in years. And then if you think about all those different jobs for all those different actors that hadn't really got the opportunity to do anything in a while, I think that's like hella solid.
So what's your take, Ronnie?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I do have to go watch it again, but seriously, I'm a person that a movie has to really catch my eye within the first 15 minutes. I'm gonna give it 15 minutes. And although I'm goofy as hell, so I did laugh at some of the shit. I'm a huge Eddie Murphy fan. I fuck with everything he do, but I just think that type of movie, like Alvin said, 30 years later, first of all, y'all did this shit 30 years later. And then on top of that, it looks like y'all use a way smaller budget, with the
Right.
movie, of course, because it's not a what's it called a motion picture.
Right.
It has a budget of streaming, so it looks like it wasn't enough money put into it. It wasn't enough time. It looks like a rush project. Like Coming to America 1, it wasn't. I don't think it was really meant to be that funny. I think it was just funny because we niggas like we found shit to laugh at it in. But it wasn't naturally. The second one looks like they tried to force it to be funny, and I just think it was a flop, man. I gotta go watch it again when it's not so late. You know what I'm saying? I'm gotta to give my full judgment, but from what I seen, I just was turned off by it, man. I was disappointed.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny, man. Of course, it was rushed. I mean, it's a Netflix original.
Right.
It's not a Goldmar and who put the
Right.
Goldmar put the original one or Lionsgate.
Lionsgate,
One of these biggest. Like
major
you can't
players.
expect a Netflix original to fuck with a Lionsgate film. So trying to compare them to two is just retarded to me. So when people say that, yeah, it was a lower budget, everything's a lower budget unless it's Star Wars or fucking what's the other shit that everybody do now? Like a Hunger Games or something like that. It's like none of these movies are getting big budgets no more unless it's a Marvel, character or DC. Look at DC. DC can't keep up with Marvel because they ain't got the money. They could
Facts.
put an Aquaman and a Batman and they got another Batman coming out, and that shit look like Coming to America too. Because you look at the Dark Knight and then you look at this new Batman that's coming out, it
And it's
looked like a
Robert
streaming
Patterson.
movie.
Right.
And
You
it's
know what I'm
Robert
saying?
Patterson, Mister glittery vampire from Twilight, is about to play Batman. Like, who's gonna watch that bullshit?
Exactly.
You
That's
know what
what
I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm saying. So I think that we just gotta accept that it is a new era. It is the streaming era, and that movies as a whole. I'm not going back to the theaters. You telling me that I gotta go back to the theater, or I could pay $15 to a streaming company, and I could be on my couch blowing with my steak and shrimp. You know what I'm saying? And I pay $150 to sit in the theater seat where I'm cramped up anyway. while I might be next to somebody that stink and it smell like old farts and popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd
But
rather
don't,
watch the movie
hey,
from my house anyway.
but Caleb, don't forget this though. You also got to remember that when all this streaming shit came out or went like viral or whatever, Disney jumped on like one of the first ones after like Hulu, Netflix, all that. They jumped on and they had already bought out Marvel. So you have to look at all that additional money they're bringing in. You got Disney Junior, you got,
Now,
you know what I'm
now
saying?
when
You
you
got,
say that, they did not buy out
well,
Marvel.
not buy
It's
it
a
out, but
well, it's what they do is an equity swap. I give
well,
you
yeah,
10% of my company, you give me 10% of your company. Now, if there's anything where we want to split, if I'm ESPN, I want to split from Disney, you give me my 20% back, I give you your 20% back. It's a clean break. It's an
okay, well,
equity swap.
not
So it's
not
technically a
buyout, but
merger. It's not a
partnership,
merger. They
partnership.
said,
My
hey,
bad, partnership.
it's a conglomerate. They built a conglomerate on the game and they killing it. And
Yeah,
that's why they got all the money. You know what I'm saying? Like
just like Hulu has a lot of sports.
every movie now is gonna look like a Tyler Perry movie, man. Tyler
And
Perry
that,
has set the
hey,
new precipice, and Tyler Perry movies are the standard for movies now.
why, you know what? That's blasphemy because you know what? When people talk about Tyler Perry, they say you're talking about the black culture. Because I've always
He
disliked
put
Tyler
he
Perry.
put 10 Medea movies in theaters and nobody said shit. But then they
I hated
complain
it.
about this coming to America. This coming to America is better than any 10 of those Medea movies. But
Facts.
nobody says shit about Medea being
You
low
know why?
budget.
But you know why they didn't say anything about it? Because everybody was sitting on their hands because they didn't want to speak up on why was Tyler Perry dressing up as an old black woman and playing it so well and couldn't even play his damn self in any of the movies. That's the whole
Nah, he
issue.
has he has some good ones. I ain't even gonna lie. He has some good ones,
I'm
nigga.
not gonna lie. I'm
Family
not
That
gonna
Prays
lie.
was good as fuck. That
Think
was
Oh
like a
my
man.
god.
that was
That
great.
was pretty good. What was
Family That Prays was good. That was
Daddy's
good.
Girl or something like that.
Why Did I Get Married was
Why Did I Get Married?
both
Yeah,
of them. Both
they
of
were
them.
good
Oh
too.
my
You
I'm
know,
not
god.
saying
I
Tyler
thought that
Perry's
everyone
trash.
But I think nobody got on Tyler Perry about his movies and everything because he was doing it. When you think about like Coming to
But
America,
Eddie Murphy,
you thinking about you better have a production behind you. It's the same thing with Bad Boys 3. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the first two Bad Boys for me, but it's like, oh, okay, cool. So you with Tyler Perry coming out with his stuff, you knew it was going to be kind of low budget in a way where you think about Coming to America, Bad Boys, and you see the first couple, the first Coming to America, like Ronnie was saying, and then you go see the second one, you like, whoa, you ain't supposed to be having a Tyler Perry budget. You supposed to be having a budget like Lionsgate.
Right.
Don't come out with it, especially 30 years later. Don't come out with it if it's gonna be low budget.
I get what you're
Yeah.
saying, but how much revenue do you think that they just generated off of that? If I'm Eddie Murphy and I haven't had a hit movie in 15 years, and I could put
No.
together a low budget movie and generate some streams for my children and for my lineage, this is different. A
Right.
lot of the artists
They ain't
before
get the money
streaming
either.
are suffering because they're not streaming artists. It's niggas like the game that can rap their ass off, but they're not streaming artists. They're just never gonna be a streaming artist. So for Eddie
It's like
Murphy to
that
go
Will
from
Smith
feature
movie.
films, Will Smith to Gemini Man, that was the trashiest movie that I ever seen in my life, man. Gemini Man,
Is the Gemini one where he was a
the
cop with the
Gemini
little?
Man, yeah, he was fighting himself.
Oh
Gemini
no,
Man was
no, he
trash
had
as
another
hell.
one with the little alien dude. Like his partner was a cop.
Oh, Bright was
Oh
Yeah,
pretty good. Bright was
yeah.
pretty good. I like Bright. But Gemini Man, if you seen that shit, that was terrible. We
Caleb.
looked at that shit like,
Caleb.
what the hell was that?
Just to clarify, Eddie Murphy had Mr. Church, Dolomite is my name, and then now Coming
Dolomite
to
was a
America.
Netflix,
I
another
know that.
Netflix.
No, listen, I know that, but I'm just saying
The other movie I've
like
never
the
heard of.
actors.
What was that?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what his
Exactly. You ain't
discography
even see
has.
it. So
I
you
didn't
can't
watch
say
it.
that that's a hit.
No. I'm not saying it's a
What
hit.
is the
No,
last
no.
movie off the top of
No.
your dome that you remember from Eddie Murphy?
None of
Because
them
for
Caleb,
Western.
me,
no,
it's
listen.
Norbit. Norbit is
Nothing.
the last movie that I
No.
can remember off the top of my head where Eddie Murphy killed it. Norbit was hilarious as shit.
Norbit,
It
Dr.
was.
Doolittle.
It was.
Dr.
No.
Doolittle was
boo.
No.
ass
Life.
cheeks. I didn't
Life
like
is
it.
still.
Yeah.
Life is still the
Life
classic.
Life
Life is
is
still
my
the
favorite
classic.
movie as far as Eddie Murphy, period. As far as
But look,
black classics, Life is my fucking movie, man.
Caleb, all I'm saying
so
is,
many
look, all I'm
classics
saying,
from Eddie
look,
Murphy.
all I'm gonna say is this. All I'm
The
gonna say
Golden
is this.
Child.
Tyler Perry somehow made his way into all this like amazing black excellence as a director, as an actor, and all this shit, all because he put up his own money to make his own scripts, which had him playing an older black woman, which I had a problem with. Now, I'm not saying that he had some type of like sexual agenda behind the scenes because I don't know him personally. I'm just saying Eddie Murphy did it with the Clumps. Martin Lawrence did it with Big Mama, and then they stopped and they moved forward in their career. He made his entire career off of Medea, and that's why I always had a problem with it because I'm
Hey,
like,
if it's
do you
don't
know?
broke, don't fix it.
You know what? But do you know how many you know how many little black boys don't know what the hell is going on once they realize that Tyler Perry, that Medea was a man? They was
Right.
like, "Oh my
Right.
God, that reminded me of my grandma," and that was a man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So,
but sadly, when you think about it, sadly, that's how a lot of black actors had to get their name out there. When you think about
but you
Martin
know what,
Lawrence and
brother,
stuff,
brother, as
when he
much as I
came out
love
with
you,
Martin, who else did he have to
yeah,
cut?
yeah, but you know what? That was like early '90s. We talking 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about
You
right
you
now
think you
within
think
the last 50. I
racism
don't care.
in the
Tyler
movie
Tyler Perry.
theater
No,
changed?
no, yeah, you're the one that brought it up, bro. So you brought up the fact that he put up his own money. So why do you put up your own money? I'm not gonna ask you to record me being a woman. And I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
pay you, and I'm not gonna pay you for me to be a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I love women. No, listen, I love women. I'm married and I got 3 daughters. I love women, but I will not pay out of my own pocket for my image to be the like. I'm not going to be a chick on camera out of my own pocket. You can pay me millions to be that character, but I'm not going to use my own money to do it, and I'm not going to push an agenda or a message from
Well,
that.
I
that's
feel
why
it. I feel it.
But he's the
So,
but
so
he's the male
I,
but he's the
we
male
gotta
Oprah
move on,
Winfrey.
though.
My
We
bad,
gotta
my
move
bad.
on, man.
I can't stand
You
Tyler
know what I'm
Perry.
saying? Tyler Perry is the new model, and if you in this game, like I'm in this game, I'm studying Tyler Perry because he know how to do it well with the low budget and make the money. That's why he got his own compound. Because when you in business, you're in business for one reason: profit. How much does it gross? And Tyler Perry is grossing no matter how much he put forth to make them damn movies. So I can't
Tell
hate on the
Eddie
man.
Murphy to come
That's
out
some
with
new
Life
shit.
2.
But
Netflix, not Life 2.
Oh
hell
man.
no, I'll be
Oh,
mad as
come
hell.
on.
All right, we
Running
gotta
back
move
is yeah,
on.
we can't.
We gotta move on, man. So
Joe
today,
Cobra.
Kyle Rittenhouse, the Kenosha shooter, trial was delayed until November. So they're trying to give him extra time to get his defense together. I just can't wait to see what type of slap on the wrist this guy gets. He shot and killed 2 people. He was walking around with a big ass shotgun, AR-15 type weapon at 16. I don't even know how he's legally out there with a weapon. He literally shot 2 people, walked right past the cops, and the cops did nothing to him as he had a semi-automatic just sitting right there. This is ridiculous. Like, do y'all think that justice will be served? What do y'all think on this whole Kyle Rittenhouse shit? Because they like Trump was even talking about how he was just a young boy that made a mistake. It's a whole narrative in white America that's backing this white boy and wanting him to get a slap on the wrist.
I'll be shocked if his aunt actually gets any type of reprimand for being the person that gave him the weapon and dropping him off in the middle of all that. That would be more of a shock to me than him getting any type of disciplinary action. One, he's a minor. Two, he's not black or brown. And then three, given the circumstance of it being considered a riot, they're never gonna slap they're never gonna slap the hand or penalize anybody that in their mind that was standing up for the police. So I'm looking at, is the adult that's considered his the person responsible for him, does that person get in trouble? because he's not even going to get a blemish on his record whatsoever.
Like you said, he's a juvenile. So what can you do? Unless you try him as an adult, the best you can do is give him juvenile life. And I think that's what, to like 25 years old
Right.
for
And that's
killing two people.
and then
Unless
he'll
they try
probably
him as an adult, he won't get life. Like he's gonna be out no matter what the scenario by probably like 21 to 25 years old, even if he goes to jail for that long.
Come on, man. This ain't nothing new. This is the same thing that's been going on, man. Like we done seen white people climb the White House, break in that motherfucker, push right past security, go inside. Are we surprised about anything else going forward? Like, come on, man. Of course, there won't be nothing done, or the lady won't be reprimanded for handing him the gun, handing him the weapon, dropping him off. There's going to be 1,000 excuses made. There's going to be 1,000 reasons because that motherfucker is white. We have already seen Dylan Roof walk into a church and shoot 15 people and kill them, and they walk into Burger King. Like, come on, man. This ain't nothing new. We've been seeing all these white cops kill unjustifiably these black people on camera with proof and still not get arrested or charged. We have seen this several times over the last 4 or 5 years. So at this point, when they rushed the Capitol and did what they did, nothing else going forward was done by white people in America will surprise me. That's white privilege at its finest. We didn't see it at its hardest, and we're going to continue to see it because this is white America.
And I 130% agree with what Ronnie is talking about. This is privilege at its finest. And I mean, November? That's like 7 months, bro. Like we getting the whole book thrown on us on the first day. You know, that's just how it goes. But when I was actually thinking about this, I was actually thinking about us on the other side. And we already know the injustice is going down, but are we continuing the fight? Because when I looked at this and I went back on it, I was like, oh yeah, this is why the Milwaukee Bucks didn't play that game. This is for one of those reasons. So then I started thinking for myself of, the Black Lives Matter on the basketball court ain't no longer there no more. So so those players they ain't standing up in that same fashion. Like, no, keep the Black Lives Matter on the court. It was like a little fashion statement in a way, like, hey, NBA is like, hey, we got your back. But now it's resurfaced. Now this dude's getting extra time because what I have read was he getting extra time because they don't think that the jury is fit because he feels threatened. Nigga, you killed 2 people. Like, you killed people. What you mean? You scared. You walked in, you killed some innocent people. So miss me with that. But then I just go back and go, are we taking our foot off the brake? I mean, off the gas, because Black Lives Matter ain't on the basketball courts no more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? They finished that bubble season. Mayor Armstrong, one of your players.
It's definitely LeBron's fault because they just asked him 2 days ago if he was going to take the vaccine because there's a push to get all the NBA players vaccinated. The league is going to go where LeBron wants to go. And LeBron wanted to go to beat Jordan so bad. He wants to be the GOAT so bad. He don't give a fuck. He wanted that bubble championship, and he got it.
And guess what? With that bubble championship, right, you get a ring. That ring is at least 20 grand. A player. Each player that got a ring, the ring is at least 20 grand. So as we are focusing, like for me, it kind of made me take a step back and go, damn, man, am I really going to continue to freak with the NBA? Because it was a fashion statement. Oh, Black Lives Matter. We ain't with this and everything. We're going to sit out a game. Where some of the players was like, no, let's sit out a whole season. Let's sit off the rest of the season. No, we should play the season. So my question goes back. Them finishing out that NBA season last year, what has that really done? Because obviously he's about to get a slap on the wrist and walk away, right?
So did y'all see the sit down with LeBron and Obama? So LeBron said that when that happened, the whole league came to him to decide whether he was going to continue to play or not. So he called President Obama, and Obama told him that he should play. So that's the reason why he continued the bubble season, is because he sought out POTUS, and POTUS said that he should continue to play. So that's why he did. Go look up the interview. He did it at the shop. It's an interview. You can look it up on YouTube. LeBron and Obama. Watch the interview and watch what he's talking about.
Bro.
So that's my whole thing. My whole thing is them sitting out or supposedly not sitting. The impact of, we had the whole debate last year of should they play or should they not play? And most of us was like, no, just in the season. It makes a bigger statement. They didn't do that. They played. And guess what? The owners got their money. LeBron got his championship. Lakers got another championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Injustice has not changed. So
exactly,
a bigger impact would have been not playing so they can know, yo, we're not playing. And maybe it will change the outcome.
And then you want to cry about having to play in the All-Star game. Talking about, I thought we agreed that we weren't doing an All-Star game.
Right.
Shut your bitch ass up, but you want to go win a bubble championship.
Right.
Little Mark ass nigga.
Oh.
Hey, you guys gotta think about something though. You guys really gotta.
How do you let another grown man make a decision for you?
Look,
as a black man in America, you cannot say Obama told me to play, so that's why I did. No, you're a grown ass man. How do you let another man tell you what you need to do? Man, I can't fuck with LeBron. I can't fuck with LeBron. He's a mark.
Once again, as I don't love LeBron as a basketball player, you got to think about this guy's story. He's the kid from Akron, Ohio. The kid who's never seen a college classroom, who's had nothing but people around him, who's looked out for him since he was probably about 12 or 13 years old when they realized he was going to be a cash cow. So if you think about it, if he was able to use Obama, the first black president in American history, as an scapegoat, ain't nobody else walking this earth other than probably Drake that could probably pull some funny shit like that and say, oh, well, I did it because Obama said I should do it. Now, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's why. And then to go with what you're saying, no, wait, hold on, y'all, hold on. And to go with what you're saying as far as like the impact of not canceling the season, right? Because I was with you. I said, as a fan, I want to see him play because what the hell else is there for us to do when we're stuck in the house anyway? But when it came down to the fact of what was going to change social injustice, what was going to stop things from happening that's already been happening for over 400 years, nothing. If the NBA players, the NFL players, the major league players, the NHL players, if every black player, every black athlete, including Serena Williams and Gabby Douglas would have been like, fuck sports, I'm not playing, then there would have been an impact. But you can't sit up here and put it on the Milwaukee Bucks because they stopped one game or anybody else. Because you know what? I can stand outside in my neighborhood right now and do like I do and help kids and shit. And the only thing I'm going to get is a horn hunked and a fucking deuces. That's all it is. Nobody gives a goddamn about what we're.
I get what you're saying, but when you in a hold on, because when you're in a position of power, you got to think about the ramifications. By you finishing that season,
LeBron wants to be a billionaire.
Okay, but by you finishing that season, look at how you harmed the black community. The Black Lives Matter, just like y'all said, Black Lives Matter was a joke because it was on the floors. It was a fashion trend.
Did we not
they
know
said
that
let me
wasn't even black people.
Black Lives Matter raised almost $1 billion last year. They raised over $900 million. Mm-hmm. Where is that money in the black community?
So how is
Did
that?
that
How is
shit
that?
go to fixing black? How do
Hell
you
no.
raise almost $1 billion for an organization and it do nothing for black people?
But
But you
wasn't
got it
it?
on the jerseys, you got it on the floor. That's what we're talking about. The NFL, NBA was a ploy to use it as a marketing scheme to get
Yes.
money that
Yep.
didn't go to the black community. And
Yep.
then what did LeBron do? He said, well, shit, fuck it. I'm finna get a bubble championship.
LeBron is
So
not
I
Al
don't care.
Sharpton.
I'm just going to
LeBron
ride
is
it
not.
out.
LeBron's not Al Sharpton. LeBron does not speak for all of the NBA or all black people. So if LeBron decided he wanted to play, but you know what?
For everybody.
But listen, I know that happened. You guys know that happened. But did I think that was going to happen? Did the world think that was going to happen? Honestly, do you think LeBron thought going in that like they're going to say, you know what? If you say walk, we walk. If you say play, we play.
So how can you say
look,
that you were
Caleb,
for ending the season,
Right.
but
No,
then you turn around and
no.
defend the actions of a man that kept the
No,
season going?
I was for
If
finishing the
you're in the
season.
middle, you
Well,
can't
no,
you wanted the season to end, but the Lakers got a championship, so you cool with it.
Right.
no. As the player, like, dude, I still play ball every weekend. There was nothing that would have stopped me from playing. I played all 2020. Literally, I didn't play one time with a mask or nothing. But when it came down to this whole, if the league would have stopped as a whole, I would have been down for it. But if it was only select players like Kyrie saying this and, Milwaukee want to do that, I'm like, well, fuck it then. Go on and play. But, yeah, there was no way I was going to – there was nothing – the only way the Lakers weren't going to win last year was if the Lakers decided not to play. That's the God honest truth. There was nothing.
So with that comment being said, why you think that the Lakers played? Because they got their bubble championship.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other note of if the whole black community or black athletes would have stopped, it always takes one. And the example of that is the Milwaukee Bucks. When this kid
but Kyrie
went and
stopped
shot up
that.
everything.
But yeah, remember,
when the kid
Kyrie decided not to go to the bubble before this shooting even happened.
But let me finish. So, like I was saying, when the kid shot up the protest and everything, Milwaukee Bucks says we're not playing this game. And then what did that trigger? Everybody else in the league going, well, we're not going to play our games. Boom. So there was a domino effect right there. The domino effect moved into, okay, now are we going to finish this season? So they go to the GOAT of this league and go, hey, are we going to finish this season? And according to Kalum, he went to Obama and was like, hey, should I finish this season? And Obama's like, yeah, go ahead and finish it. Right? Okay, cool. And so, hey, let's finish it. So then the league finishes the season. If he would have been like, boom, no, let's just continue with this, what would have happened? But at the end of the day, I'm not on here saying that it's LeBron James's fault. It's not LeBron James's fault. It's every organization that decided to finish out last season.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So it's not just LeBron's. It's the Laker organization. It's the Milwaukee Bucks. It's the Nets. It's all the teams that decided to play in that season because, like Kalum said, and I said, it was just a fashion statement to go, hey, NBA, we're for you black people. If you're really for us, why in the 2020, 2021 season, you don't have Black Lives Matter on your stuff no more?
Mm-hmm.
Great point.
Yes, sir. But we got to move on. We got to move on. We got to move on.
Wait, Kalum, you got to answer that though, because you had shed the light on how the Black Lives Matter wasn't even being pushed by black people, that it was being funded by the Democrats. So that would have made a lot of sense if Black Lives Matter was being funneled through the NBA season right before the election.
Mm-hmm.
And what was Obama?
Exactly.
Trump.
You're right.
The Democrats got caught cheating every single way, from collusion with Russians to hacks to ballots. They definitely cheated. Did they cheat enough at the scale that Trump was saying? No. And that was they came out and said, you're going to find voter fraud, but you're not going to find enough voter fraud to turn the election. So them niggas cheated for sure, man. It was all a ploy to get Trump out of here. And now 3 months after Biden got Trump out of here, he opening the whole world up. Everything that he said. But he giving us this COVID-19 relief package, so he ain't so bad, man. Congress passed that stimulus bill, man. He giving niggas a third stimmy, man. So, Ronnie, tap in, man. Tell us a little more details about what you getting on the stimmy.
Well, with the stimulus checks and the stimulus package, I was originally trying to see what was up with all the business funds and stuff that are available to the small businesses. But if we're talking about just the money that's given to every individual, from what my understanding is, they passed the one where we're supposed to get $600 per person, which if you have three kids, you'll have $2,400. So Biden was trying to pass the $1,400 one per person to put it together with the $600 to make it a grand total of, if you have 4 kids plus yourself, you would get $8,000. So, that's pretty cool. Other things I found out is about the credit for the child credit that's supposed to start in July, where they give each child $250 or $300 per child for the rest of the year. So the package seems to be decent. I mean, I'm never going to say during the pandemic that's going to be enough for some people, but that's a pretty big deal. For him just starting in the office, I think he had to do some shit like that. For people to be like, even the Trump supporters be like, oh, okay, Trump is out. At least his motherfucker did equal to or more than Trump did when it comes to the stimulus relief.
For me, if I get it, I get it. I mean, I got stimulus check from Trump too. So, this stimulus check seems bigger, but that's cool. But I need this food. Like I said on my last, on the last broadcast, I need this food to let me finish out my EDD.
They extended the benefits, I think, another 11 weeks with 11 unemployment. Weeks. Yeah,
this fool gets an
extra 300.
It's extra 300. So
okay, cool. Give it to me, because you get in office and I don't got no more stimulus. Not stimulus. I don't got no more EDD. Biden, give me my EDD.
Well, he just did, so you might want to tap in with EDD. Like, hey, bro, I see that package pass. Right. Where my bread?
Give me my bread already. Give me my bread. It is what it is. They all corrupted at the end of the day. But if I can make a way for my family, take that little stimulus check, put it a little more, keep doing my little stock market thing that I'm doing and getting bread that way, making all my little different ways. Hey, that's what it is. I was spending on my in-house strip club, get a little pole for me and my wife. Boom, boom, boom. So the money ain't leaving the house. The money's staying in. Come on, Biden. Do your thing, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you wow. He said the strip club or the strip pole. I don't know, like I'm cool on it. If we get it, it's great. If we don't, we're gonna have to still continue to look towards the future and how we're gonna maneuver through the rest of this year. It just seems a little wild that the stimulus check or the whole bill just passed. Like, everybody was kind of lost at how the whole, the All-Star game just went down this weekend with Atlanta. Texas ain't got no masks. Mississippi, I think, is the other state that doesn't have to wear masks anymore. So, even out here, school starts back for like 3rd grade on the 15th. They're talking about, out here in Cali, they're talking about like the theme parks and stuff on the 1st of April. So, I'm optimistic, I guess, about all of it, but at the same time, I'm not taking my money and buying a Disney season pass, a year pass, you know what I mean? Or I'm not going to turn around and put half of it down on a car that I'm not going to be able to afford if the stimulus or if my unemployment runs out faster than what I think, you know what I mean? Just hoping to do the right things with it if it comes through, because, last time not everybody got one.
Hey, does this stimulus check come with a vaccine? Because if it does, I don't want it.
Well, he said everybody should have a stimmy and a vaccine by May.
Oh, so you gotta get both.
He said he should have enough stimmies and vaccinations for all Americans by the end of May.
So now, with that being said, Ronnie, you gonna get in line with me now, bro?
You get a vaccination?
Yeah, it's like we get the shot and then they give us the check.
Nah. I'd rather rob niggas for their stimulus. Get out and lay down.
So this nigga Biden, man, he's just trying to be anti-Trump. But speaking of that boy Trump, man, he did his first rally just a little over 2 weeks ago, where he made his first post-presidential appearance. And what the first thing he do? He started talking shit about Biden. He do not like that nigga Biden, man. So then he starts talking about how he won the election. So even though he never conceded, he caused insurrection. Then he comes out and says that he won the election. He teases at the end of the speech that he's going to beat the Democrats for a third time. So it looks like we're getting Trump coming back again. Trump versus Biden again. He's got the whole party split. This shit is crazy, man. What y'all niggas think, man?
Oh, here we go. Another shit show. Another tale of a tape for a fight between two devils. Like, I'm not going to change my stance on what Joe Biden has been all these years to America and to the Black community in particular, just because of 2 months and a stimulus relief. Let's not get it fucked up, as I keep reminding people about this man. The man was part of the 94 crime bill, part of the group to get that passed. His assistant, which is the vice president, she was a part of that too. Putting away Black men for small ass crimes, giving them ridiculous ass sentences. These motherfuckers had a huge impact on fucking up the Black community in a major way. So I'm not just going to forget that because some bread was dropped. Joe Biden does not fuck with niggas. He's been quoted several times saying some very questionable things. Okay? So let's not get it twisted. Now, Trump coming to run again, it's a fucking joke. We know Trump is a clown. This is I can't even say what this is a shit show that America is presenting. Trump and Biden running for president lets me know that anybody can get in there and do that shit. So it's gonna be another, fucked up election. People, America against each other. People hating each other. Trump guys gonna come out doing crazy shit. I'm here for it, man. This is life. This is bullshit, but this is what we in, man. This is us.
I don't know how you're supposed to follow up behind that, Ronnie, because talk about dropping the mic. I know this sounds bad because you're not supposed to wish death upon nobody, and I'm not wishing death upon anybody, but I kind of didn't see Biden lasting the 4 years in office anyway. And I mean, I always foreseen that if he won, something with his health wouldn't go right, and then Kamala Harris would become the first female president. But if that was to happen, then the presidency or the election for 2024 would be a real shit show. It would be like disgusting. But I don't know, man. I mean, I've told everybody that Trump will get to 2 terms. Like, it didn't matter when it was consecutive or not, that he would make sure to get his 8 years of being the leader of the nation. And it's not going to end no time soon as far as the shit he talks, especially without him having Twitter anymore. He's going to have to make his face seen. He's going to have to be more present to make his voice heard or whatever, or his followers to still feel confident in the direction that he was trying to lead us, which was straight into hell anyway. But hey, it is what it is. What can we do? Like you said, this is the world we living in. Hit us, y'all. Yeah.
I would say Trump as a leader wasn't a good leader at all. But on the other side of it though, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to me. I give the man heart. That man does not know how to take that man does not know how to take an L. He would not take an L. Like to his deathbed, he'll be like beep, and he'd be like, I did not lose the election. And like he ain't taking the L, and he gonna keep coming, and that's that man. I respect that a little bit.
What? You respect that? Only a white man.
I would have
Only a
to.
white man can
I
do
would
that,
have to
though.
agree with him on
That's
that.
bullshit.
I have to respect him because
only a white man. That's white
because
privilege, bro. How do y'all respect
it's not white privilege.
Obama could not have been a sore loser like that, and he would have been cool. He would have got trashed by the whole world for doing that shit. This nigga Trump is able to be a sore loser, and everybody's okay with it. Let Obama.
No, I'm not saying. That's why I said in the beginning. That's why I said in the beginning he is a horrible leader. That's why I said he's a horrible leader. What I'm respecting is the man won't stop fighting. The man won't stop fighting. He's going to go after what he wants.
So, Ronnie, I'm gonna give you this example. Denzel in Training Day. He had 1,500 niggas with burners, and he still stood there and talked shit before they lit his ass up. That's Trump. If you respect Denzel in Training Day, then you gotta respect Trump, man, because it's the same thing. He can stand there against 50,000 niggas and say, "Fuck all y'all niggas, then y'all can't do this shit to me."
Exactly.
He only do it because he's white, man. I'm telling you that you don't get cool points for having white privilege in America. I'm sorry. You're white. If you were black, you would not be able to do that. It'll be a cancel culture. It'll be all type of shit going on, man. Come on.
I'm just saying. He goes after what he wants, and whether he's good at it or whatever, he's going to go after it. And it's the same. Like as black people, we gotta do the same thing. You gotta go after what you want, no matter what. Don't care what nobody says about you. Don't care if anybody try to veto you out of your job. You still gotta go after what you want.
No,
and he want his second term.
I want to chime in. I'm raising my hand in class, gentlemen. I'm raising my hand. So look, this is the thing I want to say to you, Ronnie and Ya, at the same time, right? Yes, there's always going to be white privilege in America that we just, as black men or black people in general, will never, ever be able to understand, right? The one thing that we can accept, though, in this panel, while all the world hears it, there's never been a white male to embody white privilege as much as Donald Trump. That's all I can say. I mean, even, and I'm talking about like when I was a kid, when I think back about Little Rascals, when they showed that the dickhead ass little fucking boy that was trying to come after Alfalfa's girl was Donald Trump's son, that let us know 25 years ago, 30 years ago, the shit was going to be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like the movie showed the little boy was so privileged that he had his little car built, that he picked up the girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything that little boy was, when you were like, damn, I wonder who his dad was, and they showed it was Donald Trump, we all laughed about it because back then it was all about the money. But now you fast forward, it's like, damn, that's always been who he was. And that's what kids who look up to him want to be, is they want to be, look, we tell people to be unapologetically black. Like, don't let people, like, don't cut your hair if you don't want to, rock dreads if you want to, you know what I'm saying, get tattoos, wear your dashikis, do whatever you want because that's who you are, embody who you are. Trump basically, and to a certain extent in my mind, Trump said, hey, you know what? You wish you could be me, so let me show you how great it is to be me. You know what I'm saying? And it's some fucked up shit, but he is Denzel off of Training Day. He's looking around going, oh, so y'all mad? You can't do nothing about it.
And all I'm saying is, if we just take, I'm not talking about his leadership because he's horrible.
Hell no.
I'm talking about if you take that same mentality of I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do as this color skin,
man,
how much more deadly we gonna be if we embody who we are and went, you know what? I don't give a damn how you guys feel. I'm going to do me no matter what. That's what I'm
America, when they do that, they end up like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Nipsey Hussle, Tupac Shakur, Marcus Garvey. Shall I keep fucking going? Y'all stop this shit. It's not that easy for us.
Wait, Ronnie, Ronnie, Fuck that. Look at my name. My name is Mayor Armstrong. I'll be putting that shit on all day. 661 from my city. Me and y'all are wearing our junior high jerseys. This is where we met. Like, this is my junior high basketball jersey. That's his junior high volleyball jersey. I don't give a fuck if niggas don't respect that shit. They need to fall the fuck off. Because
What
that's
you
where
said?
we at
That's
right now.
his. You said
Junior
that's his
high.
volleyball jersey.
Junior high.
That is volleyball.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
see? Look, y'all already.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
hey, don't
Hey,
be trying to
you better
change up.
respect your homie.
That's
You better
what I'm
respect MVP on my
That's right.
MVP on my.
You said
Put the respect on his
That's
name.
his volleyball jersey.
it was a warm-up.
Wait, what?
Put the respect on his name.
Yeah, put some respect on.
Put the
And I
respect
played
on his
ball.
name.
And I
And
played
he
ball.
played
Y'all better put
basketball.
some respect on my. I was
And he played
the
basketball.
most athletic, so I played every sport. None of y'all can
That
see
nigga
me.
played
And I
volleyball.
got broken ankles.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
No, but look, no, but Ronnie,
yeah,
for real,
bro.
but Ronnie,
It took
for
you a
real,
long
though.
time to embrace your blackness, man. 'Cause
Hey.
black niggas don't play volleyball, bro.
Hey, yes, we
I'm
do.
just letting
Hey,
you know,
I was
man.
on
Yes,
the
they
team.
do.
Hey, I played too. I just didn't.
You know how much
the
money is
jersey.
in volleyball? No, I don't know. I'm trying to put y'all on the game, baby.
Hey, y'all
You
don't
better
know.
go
Hey,
after everything.
y'all don't know.
We
Oh,
nothing in the
man.
Ronnie, y'all don't know
All
what
right,
it is.
man.
Y'all don't know what it is to come from the dirt. Like the 661, we come from the
We
dirt.
the dirt,
You play
baby.
volleyball.
I went to Antelope Valley College, bro. I lived in Palmdale. I know all about the
But did you
661.
play volleyball? But did you play volleyball?
You was an adult, bro. We talk about junior high. We talk about 12. We talk about before we even knew what women really was. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is from the dirt, baby.
Hey, I don't even know what those 6-1, whatever it is. What's
See,
that?
you better put some respect on our area code, Ronnie.
661, baby. Hey, woo, Ronnie.
Palmdale, Lancaster.
Oh, okay, so y'all Paul George. Why y'all Paul?
Hey, no.
Don't disrespect us like that.
No. Don't
disrespect
try to do
Paul
that.
George is
Don't
Paul
even
George.
do that.
Paul George
Because-
is not us.
Because
Yes, he
we
is,
was
y'all.
more, no. We
No.
Y'all
was
just
more.
gave shit on y'all
We've
niggas.
always the
No.
AV has produced some of the top athletes out there. You just don't put no respect on our name.
Deshaun Shedd, Super Bowl
Deshaun
champion,
Shedd.
Seahawks. Let's go.
Josh Shaw in the NFL right now.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, you know,
On that note,
you're not enthusiast.
Yajaketti.
all right, man. We've been on here for over an hour and a half, man. Hour and 20 minutes, damn near. We got to get up out of here, man. We gonna go forever. Especially, I'm dead. I ain't even got nothing in my mind after y'all play volleyball. I'm done.
Oh, come on,
Man, I'm a man
done.
that does everything,
Right.
baby. I do
I
everything.
can't do it. I can't last, man. So let's get some shout outs before we get up out of here.
Hey, man, shout out Yajaketti for putting me back in the right mindset with our Cactus volleyball and basketball jerseys. Shout out to 661. Shout out to everybody that's trying to be somebody and not afraid to be different, to go against the flow. Like my boy Priest will say, we trying to lead us. People got to lead us. And if you're not ready to do it, we'll do it. We'll lead you. Ronnie.
You know what it is
Baby.
since we shouted out the dirt. You know what I'm saying? 661, we in the building, Palmdale, Lancaster. Get it right. We up in this piece. We don't know what y'all about, but we about that life. We do anything to get out that dirt, baby. That's what we all about. So shout out to Brand of Encouragement. Shout out to PolitiKan Podcast. Shout out to Focus on the Future. Shout out to HNS. Everything, baby. We up in here. Hey, yo. And if y'all ever want to see me in volleyball, let me know.
Right. Me and y'all.
Oh, yeah. And shout out to my wife.
Choose with you.
Yeah. And shout out to my wife. Hope you got that thong on so I can smack that thing.
Oh, my God.
Crazy.
I met you back in Cactus and you had the
man. Shout out to Brandon and Kurt. Y'all just kidding. It's crazy, guys, man. Shout out to Alvin and what is this called? We are
Focus
future, right?
on the future.
Focus on the future. Focus on the future.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I like what you're doing, bro. You doing some good shit, man. I like what you're doing, man. So shout out to the PolitiKan Forum, PolitiKan Broadcasting. Shout out to HNS 420 and staff. Shout out to Taz, Willow Jackson Music. Shout out to everybody who's been fucking with the PolitiKan movement since day one. Shout out to y'all because y'all the real MVPs. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in, man.
Yes, sir, man. We've been killing it. Like Some people saying we doing too much. I say we ain't did enough, man. We finna get to this shit, man. PolitiKan the podcast. I don't know what y'all niggas gonna do, but I'm gonna get to it, man. We out of here.